All right, so you're thinking about moving to Edmonton. Maybe you've already done a little bit of research on your own. Maybe you've even seen a couple of my other videos. So you already know that yes, Edmonton is more affordable than Vancouver and Toronto. And yes, it gets cold here. And yes, we have a lot of oil and gas jobs, but that's what everybody talks about. And that's just scratching the surface. So today that's gonna be exactly what I'm diving into. Some of the lesser known perks about living in this great city. Some of them are good, some of them are a little weird, but either way, I'm gonna provide you with some key insights so that you can make your move comfortably and confidently. And you're gonna wanna stick around till the end of this video because these insights are a little bit lesser known. You might not find them anywhere else. So watch this video, give it a like, and let's continue on. Okay, this one caught me off guard too. In 2023, Time magazine put Edmonton on its list of the world's greatest places to visit. And in 2024, Lonely Planet named Edmonton one of the top 30 destinations to visit in 2025, right up there with places like Tokyo. And I know what you're thinking, Edmonton? A top travel destination? But hear me out, because there's a reason that people are starting to take notice. Edmonton's festival scene is next level. This isn't just some marketing gimmick. Edmonton fully owns its title as Festival City. There's always something happening, no matter the time of the year. You got the Fringe Festival, which is the largest of its kind in all of North America, bringing over 1,600 performances across the city every August. Think of it like the Edinburgh Fringe Festival, but with a uniquely Edmonton vibe. You got the Deep Freeze Festival, which is a winter event that fully embraces the cold with ice sculptures, Métis storytelling, and even street hockey tournaments. You have K-Days, Heritage Festival, and Folk Fest. You could literally fill your entire summer just going from festival to festival, eating unreal food and catching the live performances. And the food scene, way better than you'd expect. Edmonton's food scene has quietly exploded in the last decade, and Lonely Planet gave it a serious nod in the 2024 guide. Whether it's high-end dining, hidden hole-in-the-wall spots, or even some of the best bakeries in Canada, Edmonton is punching above its weight. You have places like Range Road, which is a farm-to-table spot that's been getting national attention. The Why Not Cafe and Bar, which is some underground cocktails and an unmarked entrance. And Duchess Bake Shop, which is consistently ranked one of the best bakeries in the entire world. Plus, the city's diversity means that you'll find some of the best Ethiopian, Vietnamese, and Middle Eastern food in Canada. Edmonton's neighborhoods are a lot more dynamic than people think as well. You got White Ave and kind of the old Strathcona region, which is like indie shops, live music, and a great nightlife scene. It's where you'll find some of the best bars, coffee shops, and late night spots in the entire city. You have the Ice District, which of course is home to Rogers Place and one of the largest sports and entertainment complexes in all of North America. This area has totally transformed downtown into a hotspot for nightlife, sports, and concerts. You got 124th Street, which is often compared to Queen West in Toronto. This area is full of art galleries, boutique shops, and some of the best coffee in the city. Edmonton is way more than just cold winters and cheap houses. The festivals, the food, the culture, it's a city that's finally getting the recognition that it deserves. And honestly, the people who move here for work or affordability often end up staying because they just simply fall in love with everything that the city has to offer. If you are thinking about moving to Edmonton from another city, I'm sure you've heard lots about the River Valley Park system. And I know what you're thinking, oh great, another park. But honestly, the River Valley in Edmonton is so much more than just another park. The River Valley here in Edmonton is absolutely massive. And let's just put this into perspective a little bit. Edmonton's River Valley Park system is about 22 times larger than Central Park in New York City. Just think about that for a second. 22 times larger. That means you could spend months exploring the river valley and not see the entire thing. Some of the best places to check out are Horlack Park, which has wide open spaces, which are perfect for families, especially young families. The Walterdale Bridge and the Rossdale area has some of the best views of downtown and the skyline that you're ever going to see in Edmonton. And then finally, I would definitely recommend checking out the White Mud Ravine. This is going to give you less crowds, more trees, and definitely feel like you're not even in a city at all. There's so much you can do at the river valley, and a lot of people barely even scratch the surface. You can actually rent a kayak, rent a paddleboard, and take it out on the river. Especially in the summer, you'll see lots of people do just that. Some of the best launch spots are first and foremost Laurier Park, which is perfect for beginners, and you might even spot some wildlife too, which is kind of a bonus. Another great spot to launch from is Emily Murphy Park, and this is the ideal place to go if you just want to grab a floaty and float along the river on a hot summer day. It's going to take you right through the heart of the city, and the views are going to be unreal. And the final recommendation for launch spots is going to be Rundle Park. It's a bit of a hidden gem, but the waters are calm and there's lots of green space, so it's a nice place to launch any sort of watercraft to enjoy the river. And hey, if you're not into water sports, that's totally understandable. There's plenty of other things you can do along the river valley. For seasons like this, when it's spring, you can rent a fat bike and cruise through these snow-covered trails. If it's more into the summer, mountain biking is huge down here in the river valley. You can also bring your dog because most of these trails are 100% off leash. So it's a great place to bring your puppy and just let them explore. And the city maintains over 100 kilometers of trails in all seasons. So whatever time of year that you come down here, you're gonna have a good place to walk always. And if you're the type of person that loves to look up at the stars and take really nice photos at night, then Edmonton is definitely one of the best cities in Canada to do this. Just about 30-45 minutes east of the city, Elk Island National Park is an official dark sky preserve, which means there's zero light pollution, and it's one of the best places around to catch the northern lights or just take a look at the stars. Some of the best places to go up and look at the stars at night are first and foremost Stoughton Lake, which is actually in Elk Island. At this place, you're gonna get really calm waters and crazy mirror-like reflections, which is perfect for nighttime photography. Another great spot for looking at the stars at night is gonna be the Beaver Hills Biosphere, which is perfect for taking really clear pictures of the Milky Way, especially on clear nights. Final spot I recommend checking out would be the Devon Bridge area, which is gonna be a little bit closer to the city, but it's still dark enough that you can have those insane star views without driving too far out of your way. Each season here absolutely transforms the river valley. In the fall, you got these bright reds and gold leaves that make the river valley look like it's straight out of a postcard. And in the winter, you got these hard-packed, snow-covered trails that look absolutely astonishing. And when spring finally starts to hit, you're gonna see everything melt and come to life slowly. And finally, when the summer arrives, this place is going to be completely green. It's absolutely amazing. This is truly one of the best things about living in Edmonton, and most people don't even really take full advantage of it. Personally, I love coming down here and bringing my dog and letting him just walk off leash. He loves it. I think you guys need to come out and check it out for yourselves. Okay, I know most people think of Calgary when they think of Banff, and yeah, it's closer, but here's the thing. Edmonton is the better launch point for Jasper. Jasper is just a little over 3.5 hours away, making it a perfect weekend escape without the crowds. Banff, it's only a 4-hour drive, which is totally doable for a last-minute getaway. And the Icefields Parkway, which connects the two, isn't just a road, it's one of the most beautiful drives on the planet. If you're moving here and love road trips, the mountains, or just getting out of the city, Edmonton's located location is really great. If you're more into laid back, less touristy experiences, then Jasper is definitely the way to go. It's smaller, quieter, and way less commercialized than Banff, but still has unreal hiking, lakes, and wildlife. You definitely need to go check out Maligne Lake and Spirit Island, which is one of the most photographed places in all of Canada. Take the boat tour or rent a canoe. You should also go take a look at the Athabasca Falls, which is a massive waterfall right off the highway, no hiking required. And if you're into multi-day hikes, you definitely have to check out the Skyline Trail. It has insane views. This one's truly legendary. Staying inside Jasper, however, can be still pretty expensive, but there are a number of budget-friendly options nearby. The first one being Hinton. It's an hour from Jasper, but the hotels here are often half the price of Jasper's. You could also stay at the Whistler's Campground, which is a huge, newly renovated campground, and it's way cheaper than a hotel. And if you're looking for something that's a little bit more budget-friendly, then you also have the Jasper Downtown Hostel, which has private or dorm-style stays. Then, of course, you have Banff, and Banff is famous for a reason. It's got stunning lakes, mountain lodges, and a lively little town. The only downside is that it gets packed. But if you do go to Banff, you gotta go check out Moraine Lake and Lake Louise, which are bucket list level beautiful, but go early in the morning or late in the evening to avoid those massive crowds. Another must-see is Johnston Canyon, which is a fairly easy hike with waterfalls and crazy rock formations. The Banff Hot Springs, where you can soak in a natural hot spring with a view of the mountains. And instead of staying in Banff, try these a little more budget-friendly alternatives. You have Canmore, which is 20 minutes from Banff. It's definitely starting to pick up in popularity, and the prices are picking up as well, but it's a super scenic town with usually cheaper hotels and Airbnbs when compared to Banff. You could also check out Harvey Heights, which is a small, quiet spot between Banff and Canmore with rustic cabins and great rates. You could check out Dead Man's Flats, which sounds a little creepy, but it's one of the most affordable areas near Banff with small lodges and Airbnb stays. And if you're up for a more rugged adventure, check out the camping options in Kananaskis. You get Banff-level scenery with way fewer people. The bottom line is that living in Edmonton puts you within easy road trip distance of some of the best outdoor destinations in the entire world. Whether you're hitting up Jasper for a quiet getaway or doing a quick Banff weekend trip, you're always just a few hours away from world-class hiking, lakes, and insane mountain views. Okay, this one surprises a lot of people, especially if you're moving from the West Coast or somewhere with endless gray skies. But Edmonton gets around 2,300 hours of sunshine per year. That's more than Vancouver, Toronto, and even Montreal. So yeah, it can get cold in the winter, but at least it's bright and sunny, and that makes a huge difference. Most people assume that winter means endless dark and gloom. But here, Edmonton's winter skies are almost always clear and blue. That means that even on those freezing -20 days, you're still getting sunlight, which means less seasonal depression. If you live somewhere with months of gray skies, shout out Vancouver, you know how much of a mood killer that can be. The sun here helps a lot, and it's a dry cold, not a wet cold. So the sunshine actually makes the winter feel more bearable compared to the damp, bone-chilling cold in the coastal cities. And since it's not constantly cloudy or raining, people actually go outdoors in the winter, whether it's skating at one of the many parks, cross-country skiing in the river valley, or even just walking around downtown with a coffee. You don't feel trapped inside for months, unless, of course, it's extremely cold. There's places all over the city that have winter patios, especially on White Ave. People actually sit outside with heat lamps or blankets, and they just enjoy the sunshine. In Horlack Park and the River Valley, the sunlight reflects off the snow and makes everything a lot more cheery. In Elk Island, the blue skies and snow-covered trees and the wild bison wandering around, I mean, it's just a scene that you have to see. Now, here's where things get wild. In June and July, the sun doesn't usually set until after 10 p.m. 17 hours of daylight. That means you can finish work, hit a patio, go for a hike, and still have daylight left. The golden hour lasts forever. And if you love photography or just good vibes, then the evening light in Edmonton during the summer is some of the best you're gonna find anywhere. People take full advantage of it too. The second the snow melts, you'll see patios full, bike trails packed, and festivals running all night. Some of the best places to hang out on these long summer nights are going to be found downtown on Jasper Ave and White Avenue. Pretty much all the restaurants in these areas have patios, so you'll be able to just hang out on the patio and enjoy the weather. You have Victoria Park Hill and the River Valley Trails, which are perfect for evening hikes when the sun is still up at 9:30. And of course, you have Sylvan Lake, which is only an hour and a half away, and it's a summer hotspot. You got beaches, lakeside patios, and unreal sunset views. So if you're coming from a gray, cloudy city, shout out Vancouver, then this is a game changer. For anyone who's used to nonstop overcast skies, Edmonton's sunshine is honestly one of the most underrated perks of living here. So yeah, it gets cold, but trust me, I'd rather have a cold, sunny winter than a mild, gray, rainy winter. Shout out Vancouver. And in the summer, you'll have more time in the sun than almost anywhere else in Canada. If you love outdoor life, late night patios, or just being able to stay outside for so long, not feeling trapped inside for more than half of the year, shout out Vancouver, then this is definitely one of those unexpected things that Edmonton brings to the table. All right, so there you have it. 5 things that will actually surprise you about moving to Edmonton. It's more than just cold weather and affordable homes. This city has a lot going for it, and now you're ahead of the game. If you got any questions about moving to Edmonton, drop them in the comments below. I always reply to every single one. And if this video helped you out, do me a favor, hit the like button, subscribe for more Edmonton real estate content, and I will see you in the next one. Shout out Vancouver.